What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey XO. I'm Rob. Today I have for you something a little different. I know it's called Whiskey XO. People that are expecting a whiskey review are going to be a little bit upset today. Today I'm actually doing a cognac review. When I decided to make the name Whiskey XO, I had run through a few different names for this particular video blog, my YouTube channel, and I came up with Liquor in the Six or Whiskey XO. Liquor in the Six, unfortunately, has an unfriendly for families kind of ring to it. You can take that however you like, but I personally didn't want to call it something that I was going to regret down the road. I like Whiskey XO. I do plan on doing cognacs, rums, and grappas actually as well. That'll happen throughout the year as I do my reviews. Today I have a 30-year-old cognac. There's not much left, as you can see. My friends and family have done a number on this already. It's called Lheraud. Excuse my French pronunciation. I'm from Toronto. Torontonians, most of Canada doesn't actually speak French, as some of you may know. There are a lot of people that speak French in Canada. We do learn it in elementary school, but it's not our first language, and a lot of us opt out of learning French at a young age, which is unfortunate, of course. But languages aside, this is from France, not Quebec. It's 30 years old, comes in this fancy wooden box. Okay, little backstory about Lheraud. They used to produce cognac for all the main name brands of cognac. They decided that they were making too good a quality of cognac to be producing for other people when they could be producing for themselves. So they decided to start producing for themselves. Most, if not all, of Lheraud's cognacs, and they do produce some brandies as well, or Armagnacs, sorry, are single barrel. So what that means is this 30-year-old was barreled, the batch was made in their stills or however they make their cognac, and they barrel it, and they aged it for 30 years, and the batch didn't mix with any other years. So it's exclusively a 30-year-old cognac. Probably one of the best cognacs I've ever had in my life. I think the only cognac I would say is probably a little bit better is the Hennessy Paradis, which is $1,000. This, on the other hand, is $280. Those are Canadian prices. Actually, I believe the Hennessy Paradis is even north of that now, probably somewhere around $1,500. Anyway, on the nose. It's a very fruity nose. You do get some subtle caramel, some subtle syrupy smells, but you're getting mostly like apricots and peaches, that sort of thing. There is a grape, like a grape syrupy smell to it. It's aged in oak. Lheraud doesn't add color to their cognac, so it's entirely the color of the barrel and the aging process. Very, very smooth nose. This is one of the smoothest cognacs I've ever tried on the palate. So there's absolutely no alcohol burn whatsoever. Honestly, it's borderline a liqueur, how sweet and how smooth this cognac is. It's a beautiful cognac. If you have the option of getting this instead of your typical Hennessy XO, Cognac XO, those types of things, buy this. It's actually, in the aging process, an XO can be as young as 7 years old. Extra, which is what this is, it actually says it there on the box, extra, they're the next step above. So it goes VS, VSOP, XO, and then extra. All right, so cognac doesn't have to be that old to be good. It's actually relatively good with the younger ages. Like the VS is actually very good, and I believe that's a minimum of 2 years old or 3 years old. One of those things, one of those ages. But this is a minimum of 30 years old, which is very rare for cognac, and exceptionally rare for that price. $280 for a 30-year-old cognac is unheard of. This is worth every penny and some. Okay, they could easily charge $500, and cognac connoisseurs would still buy this if they knew what they were buying, because it's fantastic cognac. Okay, one more taste. So a very full-bodied, sweet, grapey tasting cognac. It's warm. It's got all the things that people love about cognac. It's warm. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's got that heat in the mouth and going down, which is excellent. Excellent stuff. Okay, if you can find this, all right. The box looks like so. All right, it's got the nice little latch. Bottle looks like this. If you find it at your local liquor store, pick it up. It's fantastic stuff. If I had to give this a mark, I'd give it an A, maybe even an A+, because I don't know if cognac can get too much better than that. I think I will stick with an A, because I did say earlier that the Hennessy Paradis is slightly better from my recollection. I've only had it once. I didn't have them head to head. It's hard to decide which one is better. This is fantastic stuff, so at least an A. I'm not going to compare this to any whiskeys or anything like that. It's of its own class. It's a cognac, okay? So we're going to stick to a cognac mark. That's a cognac mark, A, all right? In the days and weeks to come, I've recently had contact with the owners, or one of the owners anyway, of Stock and Barrel. Stock and Barrel is a new company in Canada. I don't know if you can see the label there. This is the corn whiskey that they produce. This is the rye whiskey that they produce. Okay, in the last few days I've had an opportunity to try out both of these. They also produce a single malt. Okay, these are half bottles. This is just a sampler pack. It was about $115 for the 3 halves. One of these bottles, the 750 milliliter bottles of the single malt, the 100% rye or the 100% corn. Actually, I don't believe they sell the 100% corn in a full bottle, but these two are sold for about $70 Canadian if you buy the ones that are 46% alcohol abbreviation. I've had an opportunity, like I said, to try the corn and the rye. They're both 100%. They're all distilled in copper pots, and they are ex-bourbon barrels. I'm going to be doing a review on each of them, okay? Small mini reviews on each of them. So I'll get more into detail about them when I do the reviews. But so far, like I said, I've tried these two, and they're both fantastic, okay? So if you have an opportunity and you see the 100% rye, Stock and Barrel, it's a Canadian whiskey. It's an Aurora distillery, which is in Ontario. It's just outside. It's about 40 minutes outside of Toronto. Fantastic stuff. Probably one of the best straight ryes I've ever tried. Pick it up. Have a glass when I do the review of it. Probably either this weekend or next week. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Like I said, this cognac A. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Whisky_in_the_6 on Instagram, and at Whisky_in_the_6 on Twitter. Cheers, guys.